My name is Gary Day. I'm the head tennis coach for Central Girls Tennis, and I'm honored to be invited here today to answer some questions, and I'm ready to answer whatever.
Okay, Coach. How do you think your team did overall this year?
We are what I call Phoenix Rising, in that we had not done particularly well a couple years ago. We lost 10 seniors at the end of that year, and we had made our entire JV our varsity, and it took a little while for them to season themselves, and they're doing much better. This year we actually had the best win-loss record we've had since 1990 or 2001. We were 11-7 overall. That doesn't tell the entire story, in that we've been 4-6 before and won sectional, but it certainly is important to have that increasing record.
What seniors really stood out this year and
why? It would be the varsity seniors, I believe, because they're playing most of the matches, and that would be Rose Whitsitt, Clara Stanhope, and Renata Smith. And I can't say any one of them was more influential as far as win-loss records, because everyone plays in flights, and so they're competing at their own level, and they all fought very hard at each level.
What would you say you have done differently this season that has positively impacted your team, like compared to other seasons?
I don't think that we did anything differently this year, other than we had some more experienced players had been there an extra year, and it just showed that they'd had more experience and more playing time.
Do you have any captains? Did you have any captains this year? Do you think the captains help or hinder the team?
We never really do have team captains. We have sort of, I guess you'd say, team leaders, just by virtue of them leading. But we don't designate anyone as a team captain. There are certain people that are, their opinions are kind of given more credence, and it's just sort of an unsaid, tacit thing.
What do you think makes a good tennis player?
That's hard. I would say desire, probably, and enjoyment of the game itself, and a willingness to compete. Tennis is, even though it's a team sport, it's also a one-on-one sport, and you need someone who wants to go out there mano a mano and see how well they can do pitting themselves against the competition.
Did your team have any season goals? Did your team have goals this season? Any goals?
Well, of course, the goal is to win as much as you can, but I think we're not really concentrated on win-loss as we are on improving and doing the best that each player can do. So we don't really set out a team goal of this and that. It's just we're going to get better each time.
When is it hardest for you to coach?
The hardest is when the talent level of the team is such that you're teaching tennis more than you're coaching tennis. Sometimes you'll get a team that has only the skills where they really can't even do the drills that need to be done to get better, and so you're kind of walking in sand or mud trying to get through it, rather than teaching tactics. You're teaching strokes.
Do you think a team has to be close in order to be successful?
No, I don't think they have to be close. I think that is just a result of being around each other and playing. I mean, tennis is an individual sport played as a team event, so you can have, 6 superstars that don't get along, but it's a lot more enjoyable season when they do. And for instance, this past year we had great camaraderie on the team.
If you could change one thing about the program, what would it be?
That's difficult. I don't think of anything offhand that I would change. I think it has been set up well. I think that the administration does a good job of backing us up and making sure that we have buses. They really take care of me on that. Our season is about the right length. Our number of matches, I think, is the right. So I can't think of much I would change.
What type of things do you stress as a coach?
One thing I stress is endurance. I think that endurance is itself a stroke, and you need to be able to stand on the baseline in tennis and just trade all day long, and then everything builds on that. It's sort of like that's the cake, and all the fancy shots and hitting winners, that comes afterwards. But you got to be able to stand out there and just return the ball over and over and over. And I tell them that there's only so much dilithium that's in the tank, and that they've never seen Star Trek, so they really don't know that that's what makes the Enterprise go. And if you can run the dilithium out of that other girl and she's about to throw up, there's not a whole lot she's going to do to beat you.
Do you think the team next year will be pretty successful?
Yes, and again, that's just because we have more experienced players have been working on it. We got some new players last year that I'm anticipating will have a very, very high learning curve. So I'm excited about the season.
What do you expect from the athletes off the court?
Again, that's difficult. I'm not a teacher in the system, so I don't really monitor what they do. I've been very lucky in my tenure of coaching in that the girls who go out for tennis tend to be very good academic students as well as good athletes. I'm notified when their grades might be dropping, when there's detentions and things like that, and we might have a conversation to get that up. But other than that, I don't have too many worries about them academically.
And last, what would you say to a girl who is interested in doing tennis but maybe is nervous to come out?
I would say if you have fast feet, if you enjoy competition, if you enjoy the camaraderie, we can teach the tennis. But it's the desire to get out there and mix it up and test your skills one-on-one to see how good you can get. That's what I would say she should have to go out. You don't have to be a star. You just have to have desire. Desire is one of the key components.